Hey guys, friends, it's Jay without Francis from Find Your Crazy. We are a family of 9 who travel full-time in our RV with 6 of our kids as we go around the country to see every national park. But today we are upgrading. For this week, we're mooch stocking in my mother-in-law's farm, Francis's parents' little farm. And anytime we come here, it always seems like we focus on repairs and upgrades. It's just a good time. There's not a lot to do, which gives me a lot of free time. My father-in-law has a lot of tools, so it makes a great opportunity. We're really excited about today's upgrade because we are going to change out our RV Dometic fridge for, see it back there, a household fridge. Super excited. Stay tuned. So I am where all upgrade and repair projects start for me, the Home Depot. It's by far my store of choice for going and doing these things. And if you have watched our channel and you know me, you know this isn't the only time I'll be here. I do have the Project Home Depot curse, which means I can do no project without at least 2 visits to Home Depot. So while I think I have everything, I don't. I'll be back. But we are starting by changing out our fridge. We have been having lots of issues with our little Dometic fridge. It's the standard refrigerator that comes in so many RVs. Couple of problems. Ours has been having lots of temperature ups and downs, and then it also is really tough on us as a big family because it's super small. It's only like 6.8 square feet, and when you go down to empty and then you go make a grocery run and you fill it up, it doesn't like to be full. It needs to have a lot of airflow. It's just been having some issues. And so we've talked about switching over to a residential fridge, but I was really concerned about having to change out the cabinetry in order to make something else fit. But at the Full-Time Families Rally this past week, we had an full-time RV tech there. I called him down to help him look at the fridge, and he started talking to me about their changeover. And I found out that Magic Chef makes a refrigerator that is the exact same dimensions as the Dometic fridge. So literally I can just pull one out, put the other one in. And here's the crazy part. Just switching them from one to another, the one that's going out is 6.8 square feet of interior space. This is 10.1. It almost doubles our refrigerator and freezer space. It's crazy. And so that's what we're going to be working on today. Heavy. Oh. All right. You got a drink? So first off, this is not intended to be like necessarily a step-by-step how-to video. There's lots of those already on YouTube. I just want to show you how easy this is. So this is the back panel of the refrigerator. And all I'm going to do to take this out is 3 things. First, I'm going to unplug it. Second, this is the gas line that goes up to the refrigerator, and then mine goes to a T and goes off to my stove. So I'm just going to take that off. Then I'm going to put a cap on there, and then these are the 2 12-volt wires that power it when it's in 12-volt mode. And so I'm just going to take those off, cap them, tape them up, and then I'm done out here. All right, so everything's done outside. The gas is capped. The 12-volt power is capped off and taped up, and we're unplugged. So now it's just a matter of taking off the trim and the screws around in here and removing the old fridge. So we're hoping that was the hard part, getting it out and kind of unstuck and finding all the screws, but now it's out and out here in the yard. And now we're going to unbox the new one, switch the doors around. I'm praying that they're already installed the right way and I don't have to switch the doors, but we'll see. Of course, my luck. The doors are not on the right way. And so we're going to go ahead and take a few minutes to switch them now so that they open against the cooktop, so otherwise you have to go around the door every time you want to open something, and that'd be super annoying. So we're going to take a few minutes now and switch the doors. Alright, so we got the door switched, we got it inside, and it fit perfectly, I mean just perfectly inside of the hole. Then all that was left to do was get some shims just to level it, and then I put a couple screws in the back just to keep it from rolling in or out, and now we are good to go. So that's everything. The fridge is up and running outside. The last thing to do is to cover up the back part of these with some bug screen. You can completely close this hole off, but I didn't want to. I wanted to maintain access back there behind it. And so I'm just going to put some bug screen on and then stuff a little insulation in the top and bottom to seal it all off. And then it's actually done, but I'm going to do one more thing to improve it. I'm going to put in now for the fridge a 1500 watt inverter that I'm going to run a line, just a regular extension cord, to the fridge so that it's just running the fridge, because that's really all that we really care about. And that way the fridge can be running all the time, even when we're traveling. Alright, so as I said at the beginning, this is not necessarily intended to be a step-by-step video on how to do this. There's lots of those out there. But just conceptually to talk about this for a second, as you may or may not know, your camper has basically two types of power in it, AC and DC. One is AC 110, which is what you get when you're plugged into shore power at a campground. And that works just like the power in your house. In fact, it's the exact same as the power in your house. But then you also have DC, also known as 12 volt, in your camper, and that runs off of your battery. Now, lots of things in your camper are already set up to run off of the 12 volt side, running off your battery, your lights, your landing gear, the motors for your slides. All those things are set up to run off that battery. That's why you can put those things up and down even before you plug up with shore power. But then there are lots of things in your camper that are not, like your outlets, specifically your refrigerator. That's why those things don't work when you're not hooked into shore power. But you can make them work if you have an inverter. So an inverter is basically a little gadget that turns that battery 12 volt into 110 power that your things can use. And they make lots of different sizes, and like I said, this is not about that. This one is just really basic because all I need is enough power to run our refrigerator. We're not looking to run our entire rig off of our battery. That's a whole much bigger upgrade. All I'm wanting is for my refrigerator to be able to run when we're driving up and down the road so that it can keep things cool all the time. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this into my battery, and then I'll plug my refrigerator into this inverter, and then my refrigerator will run all the time. And that's why we did all this. We are more than double the amount of food that we usually have in there. And for a family that feeds constantly 7 and sometimes 10, every cubic foot counts. So just to review, remember that this whole project took me probably all components, probably about 4.5 hours. And cost, the refrigerator cost $400. The little bits and pieces cost about another 10, just the little screws and shims. And then the inverter was about $80, and then the extension cord was 10. So we were all out for around $500 and half a day's work. That was huge. We've been running it now for about a month and had no issues. Just hold that for us a second. We did have one issue. So right after we put it in, for the first couple of days, we weren't getting as low a temperature as we wanted to inside the refrigerator. And I was thinking something was wrong. Then I got to researching and I realized that these small refrigerators, most larger residential refrigerators, vent all of their heat out of the coils in the back. these vent their heat out the sides. And so when I pulled the old refrigerator out, there was some insulation on both sides of the cabinet, and I just left it, put the new refrigerator in, and apparently it was keeping that heat in. So I pulled the refrigerator back out, tore out all that insulation to leave an air gap on both sides, and after that, there's absolutely no issue. The inverter lets it run even while we're traveling, and so even when we show up at a new campground, everything is still just as chilly and cool and frozen as it was when we left. And it's even super nice. Today we even pulled in halfway to a Walmart and just loaded the groceries straight in the fridge because it's working because of the inverter. So this is an absolute must. The only apprehension I have from it, so to speak, is that I wish we had done it the day we bought the camper instead of waiting a year. Would have saved us a lot of heartache and given us a lot more options. So we love this upgrade. You should definitely do it.